What's up guys, Alex from FIFA Scouting Tips here, and welcome to this guide to the best cheap high potential left midfielders and left wingers in FIFA 15. Today I am going to be looking at just the recommendations from this, so make sure you head over to fifascoutingtips.com for the full article. That will have every left midfielder and left winger who has a minimum potential of 80 and maximum overall of 73. That's just to keep the cost down for you, so they should all be pretty cheap players. So yeah, head over to fifascoutingtips.com for that, and also don't forget to enter the Scouting God contest. That ends on 31st of October, so if you found a really good scouted player, make sure you take a picture and while they're in the academy or just promoted, and send it over to the FIFA Scouting Tips Facebook page. You could leave a link to the picture in the comments below, or you could send it to @FIFA Scouting on Twitter using the hashtag ScoutingGod. Like I said, that ends on 31st of October. So let's have a look at the players that I'm going to recommend in this guide. And first of all, we're going to have a look at Nathan Redmond. Now, he has 73 overall and 80 potential. He's 20 years old, plays for Norwich City. If you send your scout to have a look at him, he'll put a value of £1.8 million on him, but an inquiry to Norwich will get a price of £8 million. Now, you can get him for around about £5.4 million, around about that sort of mark. His wages are £20,000. He has a 3-year contract. He's right-footed with 3-star weak foot and 4-star skill moves. He also has the acrobat speciality and the flair trait, which enables him to do sort of extra flicks and fancy passes. And he's also got the long shot taker trait as well. And if we have a look at some of his stats, what I really like about him is that he seems to nicely strike the balance between being a winger and being a left midfielder. So he's good at crossing and passing, which is what you'd want from a left midfielder. But as well as that, he's very fast, very good at dribbling as well, and he's got half decent finishing too, which is the kind of thing you'd expect from a winger. So he strikes a nice balance between those two. Very often you'll find players who are just specialists in one or the other, but he's good at both. So he's got excellent dribbling, 77 dribbling, very good, and very good crossing, 71 as well. But his speed and his balance and agility are going to make it very easy to get past defenders. It's very quick, almost got the speed to speciality, and as well as that, he's got decent stamina too, so he can keep going pretty much all game. Like I said, he will cost you around about £5.5 million, so he's more of an option if you've got more money to spend, but don't want to shell out on perhaps more than one player, and you've got one player here who can do the role of left wing and left midfield, so he can suit lots of different formations. So next up we have Ricardo Kishna, and he starts out at 73 overall. He's got 85 potential. He's 19 years old, plays for Ajax in the Netherlands. Your scout's value is £1.6 million, but Ajax, if you send an inquiry, the price they send back seems to vary. So sometimes for me it was £2.9 million, other times it was £5 million. So if you get an inquiry back of £2.9 million, a bid of around about £2.2 million should do the trick. With £5 million, £3.5 million should be good enough to get him on your team. His wages are £25,000 a week. He's on a 2-year contract, left-footed with a 4-star weak foot and 4-star skill moves. He also has the flair trait, and he is injury prone, so just watch out for that. He may be out with injuries now and again, but I think that's a risk worth taking, because given some of his stats, he is an excellent player. He has the highest dribbling and ball control combination out of any player in this article, the full article, sorry. 84 ball control and 82 dribbling. Combine that with really good pace, 85 acceleration and 87 sprint speed. That's going to make it a joy to use him to get past defenders. Sorry, it's going to be very straightforward. I think very skilled with the ball at his feet. He's got good passing as well, and good crossing too. So he can drop back and play as a left midfielder if you need to. His long shots are also fairly decent, or his shot power, sorry. So he should be able to score you a few goals as well. And also he's 6'2", so he's a big guy. He should be able to hold his own and give him a bit more time on the ball to get away passes and crosses. So he's a good option. He's a much more cheap option than Redmond, but he is a very good player. If you're looking for that winger rather than a more left midfielder, he can play left midfield, but he's more specialised as a winger, I'd say. Now, my final recommendation is this player here, Valentino Lazaro. He starts with 66 overall and 81 potential. He's 18 years old, plays for RB Salzburg in Austria. His scout's value is £450,000. An inquiry is about £2.8 million, so you can get him for around about £2 million. His wages are £2,000 a week, so it's very cheap. If you feel like Kishna or Redmond, their wages are too expensive, Lazaro is a good option because he's got very cheap wages. He's on a 1-year contract, right-footed with 3-star weak foot and 4-star skill moves, and he also has the flair traits. Now what I like about this guy is that unlike a lot of wingers who are very small and very weak, Lazaro has got very good strength, 75 strength, so that's going to really help him beat defenders. He's going to be able to hold off the tackles a lot more, going to give him an extra yard to get a pass away or get a shot on target, so that could be very useful, and it should make him better at beating defenders than someone with a much lower strength stat. But he's not slow, he's also got very good pace, 87 sprint speed. That's going to be devastating when he's going down the wing, going down to the byline, so he can hold his own if he does get tackled, but he should be able to just breeze past defenders, and with any luck, that 75 strength, you won't even need it because he's going to be so fast. He's also got very good dribbling and ball control, and decent long shots and shot power as well. So if you get him on the edge of the box, don't be afraid to have a shot, because his good long shots and curve stat as well could come in quite handy. Now he, like I said, is about £2 million, so about the same sort of price as Kishna. He does have a lower overall, but he's a different type of player, so bear in mind that while his overall is a bit lower, he has still got very high potential, and if you're looking for someone who's going to be nice and strong, going to be able to hold off the opposition very well, this is a very good option for you. Now I'm going to have a look at how these players do after 3 years of growth, so you've got a bit of an idea of the type of player they turn into when they get a bit closer to their potential. Here we have Redmond after 3 years of growth, and he's developing very nicely into that very well-rounded type of player that I was talking about earlier. So if you have a look, his dribbling is now excellent, 85 dribbling, that's just 1 point short of giving him the dribbler speciality, but his crossing is very good as well, so he can play a bit deeper than a winger, he can play as a left midfielder if you need him to, but as well as that, his finishing is very good, so if he does play on the wing, he can score you a few goals as well. His passing is very good, and so is his shot from distance as well, so he can score from all kinds of ranges, and he can also set up his teammates. His pace has been growing fairly steadily, so he's now very close to getting the speedster speciality as well, so he's a fantastic all-round option. If you've got a bit of money to spend and you want someone who can play both as a winger or as a left midfielder, he's a great option. Now we have Lazaro after 3 years of growth, and he's grown 7 points, and he still has that good strength that I was talking about earlier, able to hold off defenders very well. His dribbling has been growing really nicely now, he's got very good dribbling, so that should go very nicely with his good pace and good strength. As well as that, his shot from distance has been growing up very nicely now as well. So if you, like I said before, if you get him on the edge of the box, don't be afraid to have a shot, because he could end up scoring. So for the amount of money he costs, he is very cheap. He's been growing very quickly, and has got some really nice stats on him now as well. And finally, we've got Ricardo Kishna, and he has the highest potential out of any of these players, and he started off with the highest dribbling and ball control combination, and that's still true. I mean, ball control 90 and dribbling 92, that's out of this world. That's going to be so good when it comes to taking on defenders. He was very cheap, well, he was cheaper than Redmond as well, and considering he has higher potential, that's a really good bargain. And some of his stats as well, crossing is getting up very close to 80 now, so like Redmond, he can drop back if you need him to, and his passing is also very useful. So he's a good, mainly a winger, but like I said, he had a very good price on him, very high potential, and he can drop further back if you need him to. So that's a look at my recommendations. Make sure you visit FIFAscoutingtips.com for the full article. Every left midfielder and left winger with a minimum potential of 80 and a maximum overall of 73 to help keep the cost down for you. Make sure you visit FIFAscoutingtips.com to have a look at that. If you've got any ideas or suggestions for players, left midfielders or left wingers that you'd like to recommend, make sure you leave that in the comments below. Or if you have any more ideas for this channel, what kind of videos you want to see me doing, make sure you tell me that as well. The Scouting God contest ends on the 31st of October, so you've got a little while left on that. Make sure if you found any good scouted players, take a picture of them in the Youth Academy or when you've just promoted them. You can leave a link to the picture in the comments below, send it over to Facebook, or use the hashtag ScoutingGod, send it to @FIFAScouting on Twitter as well. And make sure you leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and thanks again for watching.